Hi, it's Dwyer. This is part two of my January 3rd, 2025 video. Understand, nothing I say in this video should be construed as investment advice. I want everyone to do their own due diligence. I'm just sharing my thoughts, what I'm considering, what I'm pursuing. Let me also point out, too, that what happened at the end of my first episode here just shows the perils of living in a house with a lot of digital assistants, right? Items like Alexa, um, etc., uh, Amazon Edge. As I was talking, my Alexa unit decided it was going to start my TV, right? Just understand that's the world we live in. Folks, we're not going back to, a time where uh, nothing is linked to your TV. Just food for thought. Well, let me just say, some of the arguments concerning digital assets are hopelessly dated. You have a well-meaning group, and they are well-meaning, right? Bitcoin maximalists who believe that Bitcoin is going to be the only thing left standing. Now, I do believe that Bitcoin has first mover status, is ideally suited to be a reserve currency for countries trying to stabilize their financial market, right? Just like we have gold in Fort Knox here in the United States, we should have a Bitcoin reserve someplace in the country, right? You want some redundancy in terms of stores of value, particularly if you're a major economy. Well, let me just point out, I believe shrewd investors understand that the Bitcoin maximalist train has already left the station. You now have a vibrant ecosystem in digital assets. Now let's highlight one of the players in digital assets. It's a major player. I believe it's going to be part of a flippening, and we'll just call them stablecoins. For purposes of this video, I'll just highlight one very important stablecoin. It's called Tether. Right now, just understand how important Tether is. Tether holds more U.S. treasuries than does the country of Germany. Tether just paid over $700 million for a stake in Rumble, a YouTube competitor. Right? Tether is one of these coins you go to when the digital asset market is in flux and you're nervous and you need to get into a dollar alternative, right? You understand that Tether is backed by U.S. treasuries and has been audited. So, of course, let's say you wake up one morning, digital assets are inherently volatile outside of stablecoins. You wake up one morning and your Dash holding is down 2% and you panic. Your Bitcoin holding, your Ethereum holding is down and you panic. And you say, wow, I need to make sure, given my financial responsibilities, my bills that are coming due, I need to make sure that I protect my funds. How can I quickly shift my funds into a dollar alternative, something backed by U.S. treasuries, without leaving my house to go to the bank to do a transaction? And the easy way is to simply convert some of your digital asset holdings into Tether, right? Understand immediately, you're pegged to the US dollar. Immediately. Well, just understand the real flippening that's about to take place. Just understand what's been happening, why they can't just summarily outlaw digital assets. It's because now you have a new player in the room, and understand, Tether is only one stable coin. You have a whole group of stable coins. You have some provocative stable coins that are new, that earn interest for you. Right? The stable coin market, folks, is exploding. It's successfully survived the blow up of Terra. Right? Terra. Just Google that coin and what happened to it. Right? Understand, the stablecoin industry has matured to the point where I can quickly convert digital assets into stablecoins, again, without going to the bank. I can do so from several wallets on the market, quickly, conveniently. And understand, in the room now, as Congress is debating, the ups and downs of digital assets, you have one of the biggest creditors of the government. And they're in the digital asset space. They're the stable coins that are buying government bonds. Understand, when you are a government bondholder, you are a government creditor. Tether has gotten so big that, folks, its main representative on Wall Street is now Trump's Commerce Secretary nominee, Howard Lutnick. Right? Just understand, the big flippening is going to be the flip from digital assets being viewed as inherently risky and outside the traditional finance system to digital assets becoming the preferred financial system. Right? If you're a smart congressperson, you understand that digital assets are a constituency that you need to cater to out of necessity. Right? The U.S. government, which has a $36 trillion debt, needs to placate creditors. It has to be mindful of the bond market, because that's how the government borrows money. Folks, after this video is over, please Google Tether and Treasury holdings. Figure out where they stand among other U.S. bondholders. Their influence is increasing exponentially every day. They're part of the digital asset ecosystem. They're going to be a big part of the DeFi world. You can't summarily dismiss the DeFi world when you understand that the DeFi world is a major government creditor today. This is very different than Tulips centuries ago. Right? You're dealing with a real financial system here, a real financial system that's actually supporting the current government. Now, I'm using a singular here. Just understand, stable coins are popping up all over the globe, and they're buying bonds from other governments. One of the most underreported stories right now in financial media is the impact of stable coins on bond buying. So just understand, the next Congress, whether the president is Trump, whether it's J.D. Vance, the next Congress has to be mindful of the fact that the U.S. government is in debt. And one of the major groups buying that debt is the stablecoin community. Let's go one step further. You're at a restaurant. You're an old timer. You have a wallet. You like to pay cash. Right? For whatever reason. Maybe you don't want some corporate board looking over your shoulder, and you don't want to have to explain credit card expenditures. Maybe you're here illicitly. Maybe you're with a mistress. Whatever your situation, you want to pay cash. You understand you, after that ribeye and, a couple glasses of wine, you understand the bill's going to be a little expensive. You take out your wallet, you take out a couple $100. They're thieves in the restaurant. They're watching you. Right now, just understand what happens here. You go to the cashier, or you give the waiter 2 crisp $100 bills, you take it out of a wallet. Some thieves might be looking at you. They might try to catch up with you. Let's say a pickpocket is nearby. They might try to pick your pocket. You're at risk of losing your entire wallet because you deal in the world of cash. The thief can disappear into the night and you'll have no recourse. You can't stop payment on the cash that was robbed from you, that was pickpocketed from you. Now just understand how superior today digital currency wallets are. I believe Generation Z already knows this. Unfortunately, my generation, the baby boomers, don't. I have a phone. It's biometrically protected. What do I mean by that? I mean that I need to put in my fingerprint to open my wallet. Right, folks? We're well past passwords. Right? I need to use a fingerprint to open my wallet. Now, let's say someone's watching me. I take out my phone. Let's say that I'm in a modern day restaurant. I'm seated at a table. There's a setup on the table where I can pay either by credit card or by crypto. Here's how the future looks. Let's say I want to pay, and I want to pay in stablecoins. Why stablecoins? Because this way the venue doesn't have to print a new menu every day. Just like the current menu is denominated in dollars, a stablecoin denominated menu gives me the dollar price. Right? There's no need to update the prices every day if it's a stable coin menu. Now just understand, I would have stable coins in a ledger, treasure, cold storage wallet someplace. I'd be traveling with my phone, and it would just have enough for me to pay for my illicit lifestyle, my secret life, right? My life with mistress, or my life with cash that isn't easily auditable. So I'm at the table. There are QR codes on the menu. As I said, it's a 2025 restaurant, right? So that burger, all I have to do is scan it with my phone. No one sees me taking out cash out of a wallet. Right? The drink, I can just scan the QR code. The restaurant gets paid immediately. They know the table to serve because, of course, I'm using the terminal on the table where I am. Now, let's say someone sees me doing transactions. They aren't totally aware of the ins and outs of digital assets. Let's say they pickpocket me. They take my phone. They think this guy looks like he has money. Let me grab his phone. This is the person who pickpocketed someone's wallet yesterday. Right now it's the next day. They pickpocket my phone. Here's the problem. They don't have my fingerprint. As I walk across the parking lot, I understand that my phone has been pickpocketed. But they can't get the money in the wallet because it requires my fingerprint. Right? Just understand there's less incentive for thieves There's less risk involving thieves because the thieves understand that with cash, they can rob you and go out and spend the cash. With a digital wallet, unless they know how to get into your wallet, hell, unless they know how to get into your phone these days, because phones are biometrically protected, they can't get at your funds. Folks, this level of utility is completely different. It's far above and beyond Tulips. Right? Understand, this is not a bubble. This is the future, whether or not you think Bitcoin is in a bubble. How many restaurants are going to want the ease of having customers just scan QR codes to pay for the burger and fries? Right? To automatically get the money before they even get the food. And of course, you can have at the end that tip us please set of QR codes. So you can tip 10%, 15%, 20%. Peter Schiff has gotten a lot of people here on YouTube, YouTube and Rumble, right? He's gotten a lot of fans by talking about the volatility of Bitcoin. Folks, in today's digital asset economy, you can bystep that volatility simply by using stablecoins. Understand, many, and I mean many, exchanges these days allow you to seamlessly just transfer some Bitcoin into Tether. You know, as I'm walking into the restaurant, hell, while I'm at the restaurant, I can look at the menu and say, you know what, I'm going to pay in Tether. I'm just going to transfer $200 worth of Bitcoin into Tether, and then I'll just pay with Tether, which is pegged to the dollar. If the issue is volatility, understand Tether is only as volatile as the dollar. Please do your research. We're well past the arguments of Bitcoin maximalism and how everything else is going to fail. Right? No, the ecosystem has developed a way to take the volatility risk out of it. The digital asset ecosystem has even developed a system that makes them among the major bond holders globally. Right? So understand, the traditional power structure has to deal with the digital asset ecosystem because it's the digital asset ecosystem that is a major creditor of traditional finance. Let me just point out, too, that if you're still dealing in the world of paper checks and waiting days for your check to clear, if you're in the world of bounce checks, simply put, you're behind the times. Right? The reason why the digital asset ecosystem is going to succeed, and we don't know exactly what parts of that ecosystem, what individual coins are going to succeed. But what we know, to use a Nassim Taleb word, and I know he's anti-Bitcoin, what we know is the robustness of the digital asset ecosystem. You heard me talk about Terra earlier in this. The stablecoin community has advanced well beyond Terra, well beyond that catastrophe. Just like the digital asset ecosystem has survived Sam Bankman-Fried. Right? So what you're looking at is a stunning opportunity. The fact that the United States doesn't have a Bitcoin reserve as I make this video, and the fact that a Bitcoin reserve could dramatically boost the price of Bitcoin. It could also lead to copycat countries adopting a Bitcoin reserve. The huge upside that would come from that is ahead of us. The fact that that possibility exists continues to make Bitcoin a compelling investment. The fact that there is a digital asset ecosystem that involves smart contracts, DeFi, the ability to lend, the ability to borrow, the ability to receive interest, the ability to pay interest in over-collateralized loans. The fact that you have stable coins that remove the volatility, that discredit the argument that if you use digital assets, they're too volatile to be a method of payment. Right? You can tell the person making a contrary argument is a charlatan if they focus on just Bitcoin and not the evolved digital asset community. I love Bitcoin. I also use Tether. Right? There are other stable coins I'm interested in. USDC. Folks, there's a stable coin community. On the horizon are stable coins that earn interest. One wonders what's going to happen to the dollar when stable coins pegged to the dollar are also going to earn interest and be able to share that with the holder because they're invested in government bonds that pay interest. Right? So it's 2025. Please don't fall for Bitcoin or nothing arguments. Don't fall for this is inherently volatile arguments. Don't fall for this is akin to tulips arguments. Right? Focus on this world. Focus on the capability of the digital asset ecosystem. Focus on what's happening right now. Focus on the scarcity of many digital assets. Focus on the safety features that make transacting in digital assets safer than walking around with a wallet full of cash. Focus on the transaction resolution time. Right? I pay with a credit card. It takes a few hours for the transaction to clear, doesn't it? Right? I'm sure there are many people watching this video who have gotten card decline messages minutes after trying to use a card at a Starbucks. No such problem if I'm paying instantaneously with Tether. Right? The vendor doesn't give me the coffee until the transaction has already gone through. Those are my thoughts. Let me hear yours in the comment section of this YouTube video. I love Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff is right on many things. He's right on gold. He's right on silver. But if all he's doing is talking about the volatility of Bitcoin, if all he's doing is focusing on Bitcoin while ignoring stable coins that have developed to the point where they're holding more U.S. treasuries than some developed economies like Germany, then he's not giving you the full picture, is he? Those are my thoughts. I look forward to yours. Thanks for stopping by.